Hi, I'm Dave Flores. Welcome to the Round Table Friends. Coming at you on Facebook and YouTube tonight. And it looks like we're in new digs. I mean, you know, the set looks different. If you've been here before, you'd know that. But we're always trying to upgrade and you know, get things rolling here at the Round Table Friends. And also, I just want to remind you, the roundtablefriends.com is on the net. You can always go there, check it out, and communicate with us. We're all about North County news, and we enjoy it. We hope you do too. I want to get started tonight with some news items, and then we're going to talk to Amy Panic about the food bank in Escondido that is now available, yes, that you developed, and we want to talk about that. We'll get to that in a moment. First thing we want to do is talk about an alert. There's a big scam alert right now, and this is what's going on. Authorities are reaching out to the public to help identify a pair of thieves who have swindled several senior citizens, mostly, in North County, as well as San Diego. And it's a scam about the lottery. Don't you wish you could win the lottery?
Everybody wants to win the lottery.
Oh man, so do I. Just the chances are so slim. I knew a guy once, he scratched off a $10,000 one. Yeah, and then he stood in line and he bought groceries for everybody. He was so happy, he just goes, you know, sir, I'm going to buy your groceries for you. He did that for a while. At any rate, these crimes occurred at least on a half a dozen situations, victimizing mostly retirement-age Hispanic women. So they targeted senior Hispanic women. How did they do that? They did it by the perpetuator who would come up and just approach someone in a grocery store and tell them, speaking Spanish, and tell them that they had a friend who won the lottery, had a lottery ticket, but couldn't cash it in because they weren't a citizen, right? So they would get the seniors to play along. And then what would happen is when this lady's telling somebody about this, right? She's in the grocery store. And then her accomplice or boyfriend would come up and say, hey, I have a solution for that. I know somebody who can do this for us. And what we'll do is we'll share the prize with you ladies. Okay? So the ladies would fork anywhere between $500 to $10,000 in cash to get in on this lottery, because then they would get a share of the big prize. So what would happen is this man and woman would drive the senior citizen who went along with this to a strange location and say, wait here, we'll go take care of it and we'll be back.
Never come back.
They never came back. So at any rate, so the sheriffs put out a bulletin about this. And what we want to do is to let everybody be alert. If you see a situation similar to this going on, and it doesn't have to be just Hispanic, by the way. It can be any of the seniors. Basically, the seniors are the ones they're after. But they know of several cases in this realm. But at any rate, what happens is basically they flash. Okay. Now, it might be a part of this for some reason, or you suspect anything. We do have a board up for you for the San Diego Crime Stoppers. Now the Crime Stoppers, they have a website and a phone number. If you just give them information, you're anonymous, you're guaranteed to be anonymous, and if your information leads to the arrest of any of these perpetrators, you get up to $1,000 reward. So it's a great idea. You can visit Crime Stoppers, sdcrimestoppers.org, or give them a call. Any of the lottery scam, you get wind of it, anybody told you about it, somebody approached them, let the Crime Stoppers know. We got to stop this stuff, okay? That's the big scam alert right now. So be careful as you're doing your grocery shopping. If somebody says, hey, you want to make some money?
It sounds too good to be true, but it usually is.
It probably is. Okay, well, we're going to talk a little bit about our favorite, Cruising Grand. Cruising Grand, it's such a great place and time. Fridays at 5 o'clock in Escondido on Grand Avenue. Plenty of parking, by the way, city lots that are provided with no charge. So you just got to get there if you can. I try to get there around 3:30 or 4 just to make sure I get a spot. But you can still find parking. Try to get there by 5. Bring the family, bring your friends. You won't go wrong. Promise you're going to love it. It's one of the largest, longest running shows in the United States. It runs for 6 months.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It's a long time,
to get
but
there.
they pack it in every week. So we just want to remind you. Now, we're going to try to be there. We were there a couple weeks ago, and we interviewed some of the owners of the cars. And we're going to try to get there Friday and go live, where we broadcast on the internet live, go around, interview people. We should have some gift certificate goodies that we'll pass out. I know I've got at least 4 or 5 of them. So I mean, just look for us. You'll see, you can't miss us, right? Because there's a big camera and, microphone and all this. But we want to see you at Cruising Grand Friday, okay? Be there. You might win something. Not a lot, but something. Okay. The other information I wanted to share again is small businesses in the North County corridor of Highway 78. Always crowded, that road, always, it seems. That's because there's a robust growth going on in North County. Now, there is a study that came out and a survey of most of the businesses on Highway 78 corridor. They expect to grow financially over the next 2 years, much larger than the rest of the nation. This was a study released by the San Diego Regional Economic Development Corporation and the Innovate 78 group, who specialize in the Highway 78 corridor studying businesses there. Now, according to the study, 85% of the small businesses in Carlsbad, Escondido, Vista, again, all along the corridor, are expecting growth of about 45% or so in the next 2 years. And only 6% said we may have to downsize. But everybody else is saying, no, we're growing. It means more jobs, too. So that's an important factor for the North County to get these jobs, healthy economic growth. It's happening. Now, why are we talking about it? Because we are instituting a program here called the Small Business Roundtable. What we do is we sit at this round table, we get a business person or 2, and we discuss their businesses, their dreams, what got them started, what they do that's different, and why they do it. It's very important. Because if you love what you do, they say you never work a day in your life.
I loved my job, and I never got up and said, I hate my job. I don't want to go to work today. I always got up happy to go to work.
I remember one job when I was very young, and that was dishwashing. Not looking forward to that. That was at a Denny's restaurant in Escondido. My first check for 40 hours, check this out, my net pay, $39.39 for 40 hours of work. I shouldn't say that. They'll know how old I am. I started as a teenager there, by the way. And of course, my checks got better after that. But I got caught eating the pie.
Oh.
Yeah. They didn't fire me. They just charged me. But I was in the cooler, and there was a slice of pie. I had to eat it. All right. Chet, don't you dare tell on me the other things I've done. All righty. So if you'd like to participate in the Small Business Roundtable, please visit theroundtablefriends.com. Give the business name and the contact person you'd like us to contact. We'd appreciate you participating in our live business roundtable show. And we think that the small businesses are the key to our economy and our communities. They hire and they have people in the local area, including our young people coming out of high school and that sort of thing. So it's all good. So I'll see you there on the site and get back to you, okay? Well, now it's time for our North County SD Live Community Service Report. We have a special guest, Amy. Yay, Amy.
Hi.
Glad you're here. She's the founder of a food bank that is feeding the homeless and the needy in the North County and in the Escondido area. And Amy, how in the world did you get started with this? Now, I know you were at the Humane Society for many, many years. And you tell us in your own words what happened.
Well, very big, long story. And a lot of people don't believe it. But when I was 21, I nearly died from a brain tumor. And during that hospital stay, I heard God speaking to me. He said, I have a big mission for you. And he told me to do this, to start a food program to help not just homeless, but anybody who needed it. Sometimes a family just has unexpected expenses, medical, car trouble, whatever it is. And didn't really know how to get it started then, but always had that I wanted to do this. And our pastor had asked, he wanted to do something like this, but he didn't have the time to run it. So we asked for somebody else if they could step up and kind of handle it. That was the same week I lost my job due to a medical issue. I would have never have done it had I still been working at the job I said I loved. But it was the same week that he asked for somebody to do so that I lost my job.
Wow. That sounds like it was meant to be.
Yeah. Very much, yeah.
I mean, what? Yeah, I mean, I'm speechless.
Yep, God did that. There was not a doubt in my mind.
Okay. Right. So now you're in a position now unsuspectingly, boom, here it is. You've got the opportunity. So what happened next?
Well, we started out very, very small. Very few people knew about it. Didn't have great advertising. We had a sign out front, but not a real big sign, just little block letters in our church sign. But mostly word of mouth got around, and we're now serving over 50 families a week. That's over 100 people a week. And after we were doing it for 3 months on our own, we got connected with the San Diego Food Bank, and they are now giving us food at a discount price. We still have to buy it, but it is discounted, and we're mostly getting private donations. Just they donate to the church, and it's better to get money from the church because then we have access to go to the food bank and get it for a much lower price than you would get
in bulk,
at a supermarket or something.
Well, we have a video we want to cut. Remember now, we went and did a load last week.
Yes, we did.
And yours truly
thank you,
was
by
in
the
on
way,
this.
David.
Well, thank you, thank you. No, it's great to be able to help. So let's go ahead and we'll roll a little bit of video just to give an idea of what the San Diego Food Bank looks like. And as you know, we end up in the back there. Well, look at that. Those are the big trucks and everything. And our little old Ford Ranger. And there, whoa, you got
This is one load out of 2 that we're getting from the San Diego Food Bank. And we're backed up here. This is going in the Ford Ranger. Plus, we got another cart when this is done. We're going to load it up right into here.
Ugh. I remember that vividly. So does my back.
So we'll probably start with the heavy milk on the bottom. Start. A lot of people need this stuff. So we'll start with the milk.
That's why I always bring a man with me, is I cannot even begin to start doing that.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. Well, the milk is fairly heavy. Okay, so at any rate, that was loading up the truck, and Amy went in and shopped and picked out all these items, and there were 2 of those big roll carts,
yes.
by the way, not one, but 2. Of course, there was. Now I understand you get a great deal, right? In other words, you pay it by the pound. Is that how you do it?
Yes.
So in other words, you get your grocery list together, and then they just weigh it all out, and then you pay by the pound.
certain things, like things that are gonna perish fast, such as we get bread. They do not charge for bread or fresh produce.
Oh, they don't?
They don't. You know, we get that. That is at no charge. But everything else is usually 19 cents a pound. Some items are in a case, and sometimes that's a better deal. Sometimes it's not. And you never know what you're going to get. You just, yeah, it's not like you can go to the store and pick anything you want. You just have to take what they have.
Sure, sure. And it averages out as far as per pound, and you're getting all kinds of things. I mean, that could be frozen meat, for instance. I saw USDA choice cuts in some of that.
Yes.
And, you know, pork, beef, chicken, etc.
Sometimes you get something really good, and sometimes you don't, although everybody likes different stuff.
Sure.
Some people, I don't even know what I've gotten, but somebody else knows what it is, and that's what they want.
Great, okay. All right, well, let's go to another cut here. Now, this time we're inside the church area where you've got a huge room there, and you're running out of space, I think.
Yeah.
But at any rate, we'll go to that room. Now, that was the room I was tempted with all the cakes and all the wonderful goodies that I saw.
I was eyeballing some of these cakes.
Yeah.
Because I'm pre-diabetic, so you know what I do is I get joy out of just looking at them. Can't eat them.
Right.
But look at that. That's a carrot cake.
No, I mean, these are beautiful cakes. I mean, and you know, the saddest thing, not saddest, like heartwarming.
In my case, saddest.
The lady came in, and it was during the holidays, and we had, what was it, a pecan pie, and she'd never had pecan because she would never buy one for herself. And I mean, these cakes are just beautiful. You know, and some of them, like $15.99, $20 cakes, and they would never have it, you know. And then
wow,
she
look
took
at that's Kit Kats on the outside.
Yeah. And
Break
she was
me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
just beautiful cake.
Last week a woman came in,
Yeah.
it was her small daughter's birthday, and she didn't have money to get a cake. And she had her pick. Beautiful cake for all of their little friends. And
I know we hear the stories like where they lost their job and they would have no food over the weekend, and they have kids if it wasn't for coming here. I mean, people are really on that edge.
And that's what
And they
makes,
have children.
so you get fulfillment out of doing this work.
Oh yeah.
Because you're working
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
it's a blessing. It's a blessing for me to be here. We can only have so many volunteers here, so I'm actually blessed by being one of the volunteers here.
So you think it's better to give than to receive?
Oh yeah, amen.
I've heard that somewhere before.
Maybe Jesus.
Yeah, that was it. Well,
Yeah.
this sort of proves the point.
Yeah, feed the homeless and the orphans, the widows.
Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I kept saying that when I left there. Just because all of the things that, you know, how hard you work, you know, you got your canned goods, you got your refrigeration. I know you had another refrigerator outside of that room.
Yeah.
So it's starting to eat up more space, and, you know, as this grows.
Yeah. Part way through the day, my older brother Nathan comes in, and he'll restock all the shelves for us because all that food is gone.
Wow.
And he'll restock what we have in the other room. You know, that first cake that you showed, the blue one with the pink flowers?
Oh, yeah.
That actually went to a homeless woman that was her birthday that day.
Oh, how that's cool. You know, it's almost like those cakes have a, maybe they're earmarked for people, you know? It's like, this one works. But I wanted her to break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar, and she wouldn't do it. That's okay. All right, so at any rate, we've got a lot going there. Now, I do want to show the church location. This is by the Ralph Center on East Valley Parkway, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look.
Well, you can smell the fragrance of these flowers here in front of New Hope Community Church, which is newhopeescondido.org on the internet. But it's right here off Valley Parkway next to the Ralph Shopping Center. You can see here the beautiful front grounds. And this is where the food bank operates right there. You can see the chapel here, plenty of parking.
Now, I emphasized the parking there because that's a great location there. I mean, you had a lot of parking, big space there,
Yeah, it is,
for people to get there, get their food, and leave without being crowded.
Yeah, I've been to some other places where I've seen, you know, just different food banks, and none of them have good parking. None of them.
Right, and parking's at a premium here. Everyone knows that, right? I mean, I'm just preaching to the choir, folks. But it's definitely a good place to be able to get the food and to get in and get out. You guys are doing a wonderful job there. Now, I wanted to also show that wood sign on your pastor's door. That's our next cut. Just because, and go ahead and play that. Yeah, look. Reverend Matthew G. Bohannon, the pastor there, who really was the genesis of wanting to get this going. And as you said, when you lost your job of 12 plus years, that week that they were trying to get this organized, and there you were. And of course, from your surgery way back where you recall that you felt the Lord was telling you to do this.
Yes,
and
sir, totally.
that's amazing. We want to do a shout out to Pastor Matt Bohannon over there. And let's see, and the name of the church again?
It is New Hope Community Church.
New Hope Community Church, next to the Ralph Shopping Center on East Valley Parkway.
Most people call it the church next to KFC.
So KFC gets first billing, huh?
Oh, yes.
Well,
yes.
no. Okay, Ralph's is the big anchor grocery store. Let's put it that way. And the Colonel is the big anchor chicken place. Okay, you can't beat that. Well, Amy, I want to thank you for anything else you wanted to add before we go? Or?
Well, kind of interesting. Pastor Matt had just that week actually, had made a big banner sign for it. It said food pantry and had the times. And it's probably 8 to 10 feet long. Big old sign he stuck out there. And somebody stole it. Whole thing
Somebody
just
stole
gone.
it?
Somebody stole it. He called me the next morning and said, hey, did you have to put it away? And I didn't, because he was going to put it away. And they waited until it was too dark for our cameras to pick up and gone with it.
Oh, your security cameras, right.
Yes.
So we don't know who took it.
Matt, no idea. Matt looked for it all day, checking dumpsters, asking people. And get this, Sunday morning, somebody walked in with it folded up in their arms and said they just found it tossed in the street near their house. And they didn't know for sure it was ours because it didn't have our name on it or anything. But they just said, you know what, I have no idea where this goes. Let's just ask. And brought it back to us and it appeared undamaged. Somebody was just up to mischief. And they just tossed it out of the window or something.
Stuff like that makes you think twice, folks, that somebody up there is taking care of business and taking care of people. And that's great. You got your sign back. Remember, this is a nonprofit, feeding the poor, the hungry, So
you think who steals from a church?
I know.
Like that?
I'd like to know. Well, if they're young, they need a good spanking. Whoops. That's politically incorrect, isn't it? I hope not. Thanks again, Amy, for joining us tonight. And we wish you and the food bank the very, very best. And we want to just move on a little bit here, because we are going to meet some very influential, very important, very stuck-up people. No, just kidding. Just kidding. That was supposed to be a joke. Let's go to our sponsor page, and then right after that, we're going to have interviews with a couple major shakers in North County.
Quiz Show Mania is San Diego's best-kept secret in live entertainment. Quiz Show Mania. Great for shopping malls, schools, company parties, special events, church groups, team building, and seminars, because it's fun for all ages. Quiz Show Mania will work with you every step of the way to customize your experience and value.
Which of Earth's 5 oceans is the smallest?
Indian?
No.
Red?
No. Arctic.
Quiz Show Mania is San Diego's best-kept secret in live entertainment.
Attract more people to your business with a custom video commercial.
RC Video Productions is an Escondido company specializing in marketing video for both small and large businesses. Advertising in print with local coupon books, magazines, and newspapers isn't nearly as effective as reaching customers who stare at their smartphone all day. Let us help you reach them with your own custom video commercial. Along with high-quality video, RC Video Productions employs social media marketing strategies when producing video commercials to increase visibility and interest in your business. If you own a restaurant, coffee shop, retail store, yoga studio, or offer a service such as phone or auto repair, we have a package price tailored to your business. RC Video Productions can also handle the complete campaign from strategy to production to digital distribution. Contact us now to book a meeting or schedule a shoot and receive $100 off. Put your advertising message directly in front of your potential customer with RC Video Productions.
All righty. So we're back. Yeah, we were going a little bit wild there with Quiz Show Mania. Of course, that's a big plug for having fun. Family events. QuizShowMania.com is the sponsor of the show. I'd like you to visit that website. You're going to see all kinds of setups and fun that goes on with that. And then we also have RCVideoProductions.com. Rich Cruz, who does great work, and we'd like you to visit his site. You can take a look at all kinds of examples of his work in video. So we're back now with our main guests here. And what I'd like to do is we have David Zumaya over here on my left, Pavel Sfera here on my right.
Hello, everybody.
They've been kind enough to hang in the podcast. So, David, I want to start with you. Now, I understand that you were running for mayor of North County. Now, you need to explain that a little bit because I understand all these other cities.
North County has 10 different cities that are incorporated. And like you said, what's the population? 1.2, 1.3 million. The cities don't really collaborate in the digital world. I mean, because they all have their focus on what they're doing for their people that live there, residents, and everything else. So, I specialize in digital marketing. So we're launching this platform called My San Diego North County, and the whole purpose is how do you promote the region of North County. Well, I'm thinking, and one day I was like, okay, you know, running for mayor, I'm not really politically active. I'm supporting all the small businesses, and I love social media. I go, well, nobody else is mayor in North County. Why can't I be it? So I went ahead and go, okay, I'm going to start doing this. Told a couple of friends. Then I went and talked to a couple of political consultants that I know, just to make sure I wouldn't ruffle any feathers. And story on me, and ran a front page story. And so I softened it up by calling it the digital mayor of North County.
Good idea.
So that way you don't have the political
yeah, you don't want to get the friction going.
But the whole idea is I'm an advocate for North County, especially the small business, the nonprofits, the community.
Great.
So that's why My San Diego North County is this idea that I came out of, is now let's build something just like you're doing this channel,
right,
promoting the community. I'm out there in the same way, but using social media and web. But I want to go out there and talk and meet businesses that are North County, artists in North County, nonprofits in North County, Cruising Grand, the street markets, everything else that's happening. Right. So if I can have a business card that says David Zumaya Mayor, why not?
Why not?
So it's just out of the box thinking. Again, there's nothing political about it. You know,
it's a great way to sort of bring attention to what you're talking about.
Have some fun. I mean, if you know, you work hard, but you got to play harder.
Yeah.
That's true. Now, what about the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce? Is that, you're involved in that?
Yeah, well, I've been on the board of Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and actually I had an internship back when I was at San Diego State. When they first started in San Diego in 1990, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, yeah.
But they've always been very focused in San Diego, so they don't do as much as they could do in North County because they have no resources. It's 100% volunteer.
Right.
So, I mean, you only can go so far without having somebody paid, right?
It's true.
So I've been really advocating North County. So 4 years ago, we came up with this idea. Let's build a business expo for North County. Yeah. Since there's all these cities, and Carlsbad does a business expo, Oceanside does one, Vista does one, Fallbrook does one, but nobody's really focusing again on this North County region.
Right.
You know, there's plenty of business expos in San Diego. Why can't we have one in North County?
Good point.
So we came up with the idea, hey, let's start with some expenses, invite the masses that we can.
Right.
So last year we moved up to a 14,000 square foot facility at the Center of the Arts in Escondido. And in a 2-week marketing plan, we ended up with 400 or 500 people in the door.
Wow.
We actually had an art exhibit of North County art.
Great.
And we have a couple of food sampling. But but we had 40 vendors that came in and a workshop too on procurement again. So right now there's tables available. I give all your viewers will get a free pass on, if you go to Eventbrite, I got a free promo code, just North County SD. You go on there, Eventbrite.
Okay, what website again?
It's it's a long one. We'll probably put it on the screen or put it in the comments because I'd have to read it to you. It's, I'll go. Let's see.
Yeah, I know.
X17943. No, just kidding. No, it's an Eventbrite. If you go to Eventbrite, just search North County Business Expo, you'll find it.
Yeah, Eventbrite. Yeah, that's an interesting business in itself. Actually.
Yeah. So yeah, come on out and join us. But the whole idea is let's bring North County together.
Yeah.
We gotta share the love.
Hey, you bet.
And
okay.
as your mayor, I proclaim that.
Thank you, sir.
It's a good moniker.
There you go.
Very
Mayor.
Yeah.
North County mayor.
Yeah, we got deputy mayors already that want to jump on board.
Guys, dude, you got a good idea.
I think so.
What if it would work for Congress?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
No.
so.
Yeah.
I could try it.
There's
but-
no lobbying here.
Yeah, no.
Sure there
We
is.
don't even have a lobby. We have a
Always
little
lobbying.
lobby out there. All righty.
You got 40.
Okay. Well, thanks, David. And then Pavel Sfera,
Yes, sir.
you have an interesting. You do music and you do, as you said, humanitarian projects and other things. But here we're going to talk about aquaponics.
Yes, sir,
Is that right?
aquaponics,
So
right.
tell me, what is aquaponics?
Aquaponics is the concept of growing food without soil. You're taking water that has aquaculture in there, let's say fish. In this particular weather, we use warm water fish like tilapia. They will breathe, they'll pee, they'll poop in the water, and that water has all that bacterium, but that bacteria is called nitrate.
Right.
And so as that water gets pumped into these grow beds or little other tanks with little flotillas or such with plants growing in them, the roots will feed off of the bacteria that's in the water.
Okay.
So that water, so the roots of the bacteria, the roots that eat that bacteria will essentially kind of clean the water to some degree, and that water gets transferred back into the fish tank, so they get a cleaner source of the water. So you're really creating a whole cyclical system of food sourcing while you're benefiting the growth of the plants. And if you're growing indoors, let's say, where you have greenhouse situations, in this kind of weather, you can have literally 12 seasons of lettuce growing a year using essentially the same water, because you're keeping the water. So
okay.
through the plant
Yeah.
usage and through some evaporation, you're using sometimes probably 5% of the water. So with the concerns that we have with drought, with climate change and things of the sort, so my focus on the humanitarian element has been to take these concepts not just in third world countries where sustainable food sourcing, healthy food sourcing is important. The capacity for people to kind of essentially feed themselves, like the adage of teach a man how to fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life, as opposed to you just giving him a fish.
Right.
Right. So I was working with an organization years ago, and we were going down to some of these orphanages down in Ensenada. We were going every other month. We were going 3 or 4 times a year. My big thing, coming from a big family, also being an immigrant, having wonderful people help my family along as we try to establish ourselves in the States, really was food.
Right.
When we talk about food, I'm talking about nutritious food, not just stuff you can pull off a shelf at one of the gas stations. That's not food. If you can't read what's on the back of the label, chances are your body can't respond to it in a way that is necessary.
Or-
Does that make sense?
You can't pronounce it.
Right.
Chances
Don't
are you
right.
can't digest it right.
Typically, right. So I was trying to incorporate some other ideas. I thought, okay, maybe a greenhouse and growing some food there, but then you have issues with water, issues with soil, soil conditioning, things of the sort. So aquaponics was an idea that has been around for more than 4,500 years that we know of.
Right.
The Mayans have used it. The
Right.
Greeks have used it. Simple process, actually.
Gosh, it makes sense.
It makes all the rules. Now, if we can illustrate also with some of the photographs that I've sent Richard here to show on the screen, there, you don't have to just have a greenhouse system specifically built. You can actually grow on top of industrial buildings.
Wow.
Right. And you have considerations with, let's say, weight. You can do all kinds of elements to incorporate a structural system where you're utilizing the sun in maximum capacity, pumping water either up there, using solar power systems to to generate the kind of electricity that you need. So it's almost a complete encapsulating and self-efficient
Like an
mechanism.
ecosystem.
Absolutely. We have two organizations here in San Diego, North County, because we're a North County group here.
Right.
One is called Eco Life Conservation. I volunteered with them. They're based in San Marcos. They have a 5,000 square foot greenhouse that is off of Deer Springs Road. If you go on 15 freeway north, you have Deer Springs. If you look immediately to your right on the subtle hill there, you see a greenhouse system.
Okay.
They've built a system there for aquaponics, and they, from what I gather, 30 days, 35 days, they will donate the food to the food bank. And
That's great.
Right.
and
When-
also
when-
there's a wonderful organization here in Vista called Solutions for Change.
Great people.
Great group of people, but they've got an acre of land that they mostly use, and they're growing about 250,000 pounds of food a year.
Wow.
Right, on a quarter acre, they can do even more. I mean, it's a great organization. I think they can actually even do even more. But take their idea that they're using there to create a healthy food source. It isn't that people just aren't getting food; they're not getting healthy food.
Yeah.
You know, we have huge concerns.
Right.
You know, even the future in the United States, if not other countries in the world, with obesity. It's not that they're just eating too much. It's what they're eating that their body's not being able to process and pass through.
Right.
So, stop me anytime if you want to have any questions.
No,
Because I've had this conversation.
No. I was just my
hitting
mind
it.
was being filled with Jack in the Box tacos.
Right.
And you know, there's a teenager there that I had talked to his mom, and he eats 6 Jack in the Box tacos a day for breakfast.
Wow.
6, count them. And I mean, makes you wonder if he's getting nutrition. Now.
Well, you know, I love tacos.
Right.
I live in northern Mexico, also known as Southern California. And I'm a fan of the Mexican culture. I grew up with it. My Spanish is pretty decent. But also, the food source itself, you know, moderation is crucial. I think is my concerns these days in light of what's happened with climate change. Also how food is growing and how it's not growing. If you see what's happened recently for example, up in the crazy storms we've had, the winter storms, you know, flooding. Now the snow is melted and flooding plains in Nebraska and in Iowa because of the snow melting, and the water's got to go where it naturally goes, and they're flooding plains there, and also bring in pollutants. They're bringing all kinds of troubles in the way that we would normally grow. I'm a horticulturist just as well. I'm finding some of my plants aren't growing in the right times of seasons that they're supposed to grow. So I'm thinking, well, how do you address this?
Right.
And sustainable food sourcing is absolutely crucial, and I believe that they will have a huge impact in the way we get along as a society. When people are struggling for food.
Long-term implications.
Absolutely. When we know what's happened in Syria, for example, I don't want to get too far into depth here, but this really, you found a lot of farmers, you know, struggling with the drought, so they came into their cities, you know, creating a huge burden on competitions there. Need I do the math and look at the troubles we're having now? So I think aquaponics can be used as a mitigating structure for a lot of cultures. I had a discussion with the former president of the United Nations about this years ago.
Oh, did you see that?
I did see that.
You said aquaponics, and it did that number.
And we talked in length about, you know, sustainable food sourcing, which is crucial for a lot of us. And we're not just talking about food sourcing, sustainable food sourcing.
That's the key there.
You know, even though I'm an omnivore, I keep leaning towards vegetarianism only because I get older, my body just can't process a lot of things. My stomach has acclimated over the years. I have a big family, and they're big. And it's because we love to eat. We're a European family, and then we gather around the table. And
tradition.
Food is family, right?
But
it's true.
But we have this idea that because it's plentiful, we can partake thereof.
Right.
And I think that's a misunderstanding. When I was living in Italy years ago, when I was touring with a band out there, I found a lot of big people when I was living in Italy. And I had fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, every day. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was going to say some of the Asian cultures too.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
You
they
know,
don't.
where they're not. You don't find a lot of that.
No, they don't do big portions.
Right.
Well, the trick I've always been told is eat small portions throughout the day.
Throughout the day,
Don't
right.
just eat 3 meals.
Absolutely.
Eat 4 or 5
I don't even understand the
Yeah.
idea of eating 3 meals.
Yeah.
Right. I think if you're eating healthy meals, you need about 1,800 calories per day.
Right.
As you start getting, if you get lower and lower of that intake, you're going to find issues with the body.
Right.
The body needs minerals. Body needs vitamins. Body needs the roughage. Body needs food of color like orange, green, red.
Right.
You know, we need these things because that's how we have, as a human species, been around for a couple of hundred years, thousands of years rather, have been noshing and eating off the land.
Right.
Now we don't.
Yeah.
We don't know where our food is. A big problem with global warming or climate change really is coming from the fact that we are carnivorous. We're omnivorous, but oftentimes carnivorous.
Right.
If you fly over the United States, you see a lot of land during the day. You see a lot of land, but you're growing corn that's not consumable for humans, and soybeans. Who eats soybeans?
Oh, that's my favorite.
In general, but these are all for
Yeah.
animals that we're really setting up
Right.
this system.
Yeah.
And I think in general, with the aquaponics system, you can make small little 10 by 10 greenhouses that are available to people. You can do rooftops, and you can do huge commercial structures.
You know, I can tell Pavel has a lot to say.
A lot of
A lot to say.
that I do.
And
I was going to guess that too. But
yeah, I get that impression. But you know, the thing is, he's got a great point about this aquaponics.
Aquaponics.
This is, I hope it's something that everybody can learn from
Yes.
and understand. And I want to thank you so much for bringing
Absolutely.
that to our attention.
Thank you for having me here.
And we're going to have, I have a feeling we're going to talk some more
Okay.
with both of you guys because
Right.
you guys are very passionate about what you're doing and you're diverse. And you've got 4 daughters.
4, yes.
And you still have your hair.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, I'll take the hair any color as long as it's still there. Okay.
That's great.
Good point, okay. Well, at any rate, so it is time for us to kind of stop feeding the beast of all the bytes and the kilobytes and all the other stuff that goes on the internet. And we thank you so much for joining us on Round Table Friends. And don't forget, we are Wednesdays at 7 p.m. live. And then, of course, we archive on the channel so you can always watch it later. I'm Dave Flores. And again, thanking our guests, David Zumaya and Pavel Sfera, for joining us tonight on the Round Table Friends.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Thank you.